All right, Pats fans, look, y'all know I'm coming with love with this one because, look, I'm one of y'all, right? But I've been waiting to say something like this for a long time. And right now is the perfect time because as we see, the Kansas City Chiefs might not even make the playoffs. But we got to keep this thing a buck for a second because a lot of y'all are so out of pocket. Because a lot of energy I'm seeing towards Kansas City, it doesn't feel like real football critique when it comes from Pats fans. It feels like we don't like seeing somebody else do what we used to do. Because if we're being honest, the Chiefs run is basically a modern remix of the Patriots Dynasty blueprint, right? Great quarterback, great head coach, January expectations every year. The rest of the league tired of seeing them win. Sound a little familiar, right? Because that's not a new story, man. That's our story. And I'm going to address some of these social media Pats fanboy pages too, man. Like, like a Pat 7 and a Babs and, a couple of y'all other New England timeline warriors. Because every single time a page brings up anything Mahomes-Brady related, y'all running there like some cockroaches, man. The first rebuttal was always Mahomes lost to Brady twice. All right, cool, man. Look, bet. You know what I'm saying? He did. We get that. 2018 AFC Championship game, Super Bowl 55. But if that's the hill y'all willing to die on, man, then let's be consistent. Because if head-to-head is the GOAT argument, then what are we doing? Eli Manning beat Brady twice in the Super Bowl. So what? Is Eli better all time? Nick Foles beat Brady in the Super Bowl too. So what? Is Foles in the GOAT conversation? Mark Sanchez beat Brady in the playoffs. Is Sanchez suddenly a football god? Jake Plummer beat Brady in the playoffs. Is Plummer the standard? Ryan Tannehill beat Brady in the last time he suited up for the Patriots in 2019, AFC wildcard game. Is Tannehill in the legacy convo? Let's not forget Joe Flacco, man. He beat Brady in the playoffs twice. So we supposed to rewrite the GOAT book because of that too, right? You see how ridiculous that sound when y'all bring up who beat who? You know what I mean? Because head-to-head matchups is not the GOAT argument. It's a lazy shortcut for you to run to make some type of lame point. And let me say this part real clear because this is where some of y'all Pats fans expose yourselves. A few weeks ago when the Chiefs played the Bills, I'm seeing Pats fans on different pages acting confused. Like, I don't know who I want to lose more. Excuse me? Like, what kind of fans are y'all, man? Like, the Bills are in your division. That's your actual long-term enemy. Just like the Jets, just like the Dolphins, man. That should be automatic. You're telling me you're willing to root for Buffalo just because you don't like Kansas City? Man, won't y'all ask Eagles fans, would they ever cheer for the Cowboys? They don't like us either. Will you think that when the Cowboys play the Patriots that they going to cheer for the Cowboys to beat the Patriots? Nah, bro. It's anybody but Dallas for them, dog. Come on, bro. You know what I mean? Like, y'all acting real fake. That's just weak. That's performative fandom for social media likes because you're not thinking about what helps New England. You're thinking about what helps your ego in the Mahomes-Brady argument. You're letting your feelings about the Chiefs override basic division logic. That's just some clown behavior. If you're a Pats fan and you're ever rooting for the Bills, Jets, Dolphins out of spite, you're not locked in on winning, man. You're locked in on being bitter. And that's exactly why I say it. Some of y'all don't hate the Chiefs because they're wrong. You hate them because they remind you of us. Now let's talk about why this really bothers people, dog. Mahomes gets compared to Tom Brady, and I understand why some Patriots fans get defensive. Because Tom is the standard. Yeah, he the GOAT, no question, right? But here's where y'all got to stop pretending. Mahomes isn't getting these comparisons to disrespect Tom Brady. He's getting them because the pace is real. I'm not here to tell you who's better. That's not the point of this video. But I'm here to say this clearly. Patrick Mahomes absolutely has a chance to chase that legacy. Not a guarantee, not a lock, but a chance. Because he's only 30 and he's also accomplished a lot. 5 Super Bowl appearances, 3 Super Bowl chips. And if he plays a long time and the Chiefs stay elite, then yeah, that conversation will keep getting louder, man. That's just facts. And let me add this too, because I saw that age 30 comparison post floating around. I saw people saying, well, at age 30, Tom Brady went undefeated in the regular season, while Patrick Mahomes going to miss the playoffs. Yeah, I mean, look, that's possibly facts. You know, the Chiefs sitting at, what, like 11%? So they probably going to miss the playoffs, right? But in the same token, how come y'all not talking about what happened the entire season that year, bruh? We went 18-1. We lost in the Super Bowl. Undefeated season blown, 72 Dolphins partying. Let's talk about that. Nobody cares about going 18-1, dog. Nobody cares about an undefeated season because we didn't finish the job. You think them guys in that locker room care about that? You think watching Randy Moss walk off the field almost in tears, Saudi, because we lost? You think he care about the regular season? You think he care about them records and all that? I bet he traded them in for a Super Bowl ring, right? You know what I'm saying? I haven't saw that game re-aired on anything since the game first aired. I change the channel when I see the highlights of the game. I don't want to watch that game because that season doesn't hit like a flex. 16-0 is not a flex, bro. That hits like pain because I know how that thing ended. So if you want to compare age 30 Tom Brady and age 30 Patrick Mahomes, the only true comparison about this is at the end of the season, they both were sitting in the same place. No Super Bowl win. And if we're going to compare dynasties, let's keep the history straight too on that. After the Patriots won their first Super Bowl, we came back the next season at 9-7. We missed the playoffs. So I seen that one post talking about how the Chiefs was mathematically eliminated from the playoffs. The Patriots and saying that Tom Brady never was. Yes, he was. We went 9-7. I mean, the Jets had the tiebreaker that year. So you know what? The dynasty, it wasn't some perfect non-stop movie script from day one. We had some bumps. We had some questions. There was some it's overtakes. Remember Max Kellerman, Tom Brady and the cliff? Remember Trent Dilfer saying we wasn't good anymore? Meanwhile, Kansas City, man, look, they've been on a run for a nice little stretch. Ever since Patrick Mahomes became a starter, they've been in the playoffs every year. And he's already been to 5 Super Bowls and won 3 of them, right? So now this year, yeah, it look a little shaky for them that they probably going to miss the playoffs unless something crazy happens with the conference teams ahead of them. They're sitting at 6-7, 10th in the AFC, and chasing that final spot with a tough path the rest of the way. Most likely ain't going to get in. But let's be real, though. If this is the first time Mahomes might miss the playoffs after a long run, that's about, 7 straight years of dominance before the potential stumble here, 2018 to 2024. So the comparisons folks are trying to make out of this moment is pure lazy, man. It's coming from being a whole hater. Y'all need to get your facts straight, because if he went this long without missing and we started off winning one and then missing, you know what I mean? Chill out, bro. Chill out. If they miss this year, it doesn't erase what they built. Dynasties get tested. That's part of the cycle. If anybody waving the victory lap because Kansas City might be hitting a hiccup, remember this. New England had a whole 10-year gap between Super Bowl wins, 2004 and 2014. So relax with the it's over speeches, bruh. We seen this movie before. Now let me say something else as a fan who was in the trenches with y'all. Let's not have selective memory, because there are no dynasty level scandals hanging over Kansas City era like that. We had Spygate. We had Deflategate. And listen, I'm not saying you got to agree with how people frame those. I defended this team right with y'all during all them years, still to this day. That's my squad. But if we're going to talk legacy and perception, then don't act like that part of our history don't exist while pretending the Chiefs are somehow villains for simply winning. And the biggest thing here, man, is look, Kansas City got nothing to do with New England. This isn't the Bills. This isn't the Jets. This isn't the Dolphins. This isn't the Colts and Peyton Manning, that rivalry era. This isn't the Steelers history we got with them. This isn't the Ravens heat we got with them. So why are we acting like this some type of beef when it's not? A lot of this hate is just dynasty fatigue and insecurity dressed up as loyalty. So I'll say it like this. You don't have to cheer for the Chiefs. You don't have to love Mahomes. But some of y'all got to stop acting like they're committing a crime for just being great in their era. Because when you look at Kansas City and get mad at the attention, the win, and the hype, it's like looking in the mirror, right? We were that team. So let them be great in this era that they in. And if you want to click this and try to spin it and say something, go ahead. There's nothing you can debate me on, bruh. I'm a Pats fan too. I'm just the one to keep it a buck.